Emma Stone, take one. Mark.
La La Land. Can we just talk a little about how were you approached to do this movie?
So I was doing cabaret on stage at the time, and Damien came and saw the play, which I think was kind of like an unofficial audition. And then he and I went and got chicken pot pies at a diner, and we talked about La La Land, and I hadn't read the script yet. He sort of explained it to me and walked me through it. There were all these elements of like sitting at a dinner table having a conversation and then floating off into space. And I was like, all right, how does all this happen? So he came and he hung out in my dressing room and he played some of the score for me and sort of talked me through the visuals. And that's kind of how it began.
So having the rarefied honor of working 3 times with Ryan Gosling, tell me something about him that would surprise me or maybe I wouldn't know.
Ryan can eat more Twizzlers than anyone you've ever met. Yeah, the traditional, like the Twizzler, and he would keep it in his coat pocket and just, you know, hand out Twizzlers and eat Twizzlers himself. That was his move on La La Land.
Are you a Twizzler eater or a red vine? Because I feel
Twizzlers, my God. Oh, red vines. Oh, even thinking about red vines makes me want to cry.
What's the one movie that, guilty pleasure, when it's on TV, you can't turn it off?
It's Complicated. And any Nancy Meyers movie that I will watch all the way through every time. I love the kitchens. How do these women have these kitchens? We don't know, but we don't ask. Because it looks breezy and like life is wonderful.
All right, when's the last time you cried watching a movie?
All the time. I cry like 3 times a day, so it would be rare for me to not cry at a movie at one point or another.
What is your favorite love story?
City Lights. The entire film, she thinks that the guy that she is falling for is this millionaire, and he's actually the tramp, you know, played by Charlie Chaplin. And then he does this whole boxing match to restore her eyesight, and when she finally meets him and she can see him, she just has this amazing moment of, you know, touching his hand and knowing it's him, and she knows this is the man that changed her life, and I think it's a really beautiful love story. It's kind of like The Voice, you know, as a love story. I couldn't see you, now I do, and I still want you on my team.
Speaking of singing and the voice, you're spending the day with Beyonce.
I am?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
When? When is it? This isn't a hypothetical, right? Because that would be a mean question. What am I going to do with Beyonce? You know, maybe just have a little chat about how I could be more, I could get more in her lane, you know, less in my lane. I'd like to not stay in my lane. I'd like to get into Beyonce's lane and just be doing what she's doing. She's like the Autobahn. I'm sorry I'm doing so many. Adam Levine is the new Charlie Chaplin. Good. Beyonce is the Autobahn of humans.
What is the song that you would be caught alone dancing to or singing along with?
Any song. Most any song. Mostly like 60s and 70s, then I skip the 80s and I go to the 90s. Sort of. I'm not really, I don't listen to a lot of 80s music. It's very rare to find music that I'm like, this is truly not for me.
Like Steely Dan, Miley Cyrus?
Well, Steely Dan I don't listen to a lot of. I need to listen to a little more Steely Dan. That's a really good reference. Steely Dan, Miley Cyrus.
Marky, I think our work is done here.